Well, we're finally back with Who Are They? Today with me I have Ari Klau. You may know him as SoundCloud artist Archimedes. Ari is a third-year distance athlete here at UVA. Like many of our athletes, he had a very successful high school career where he qualified for the very prestigious
Foot Locker, baby!
I didn't even know how to say it. Foot Locker Nationals in cross country where he finished 22nd.
Honorable mention, All-American.
Ah, that's true. I didn't include that. That's correct.
All-American. That's the takeaway from that.
He's had a successful year so far as part of the 16th place team at Nationals in cross. He was the first team finisher in the 5K and indoors, and we can only expect big things this outdoor season.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now we have that out of the way. Ari, you're sort of sporting a mustache now, but it's currently part of your attire. Is that correct?
I don't know. The mustache is more of a lifestyle, if I had to say. It's something that lives inside you, and every once in a while you make it a physical part of your appearance. You, as a mustache goer yourself, will soon come to understand
I hope so.
The way that the mustache leads you through life.
I can only dream. You probably can't see because it's blonde and barely there, but anyway, I think that you've had kind of a history with facial hair, rocking some form of it during your Foot Locker Nationals race. That was a big
your research?
I did.
Yeah.
I do my research on all my patients.
That was the original.
And then in other times as well, notably last year I think it was during cross country, your Captain Hood-esque mustache. You waxed it, is that correct?
Yeah, I had mustache wax. That was the peak.
It was the peak of Archimedes mustache.
That was when I made the transition from Biggie Balls to Archimedes.
Oh.
Yeah, Biggie Balls, that's the underground stuff. You really want to check him out.
So you said it's a lifestyle, but is there any other motivation? Is it just this internal force dwelling in you that always tries to come out in the form of a mustache, or is there another motivation behind it?
I think it's the former over there. It's just who I am on the inside. A little bit eccentric, a little bit curly around the edges, but always finely waxed and well trimmed.
That's great. And I definitely have the handlebars going, I think, if I had the ability. So for mustaches, even though they play into this role of his by looking at his cover art, you will find out. Now I'd like to get into your music career. I'm familiar with some of your songs and know that you have a passion for creating your own beats and singing as well. I'd like to know a little bit more about your interests, like what got you started?
Well, I've always been involved in music in some form or another. Played guitar since I was 10. My dad plays piano, so I always picked that up. And I definitely, legally downloaded bought with money, purchasing Logic Pro X, and just started making beats on it about 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, just kind of as a hobby. And then once you make something that you're really, really proud of, you just get hooked. And that's where I'm at now. I just produce a lot of things that are trash in hopes of finding that next trial run or that next catch the vibes, you know?
Yeah, hit that thing in the corner for link to trial run, but I can relate to that kind of with videos. Do you see yourself after college? Like, is a career in music like a goal after college and running?
Well, I don't know. I've always been under the impression that people who are really out there in the music world have a lot more knowledge than I do. Either they pursued it, in school or I don't know. But I think it's definitely something that I can pursue on the side, especially when I'm out of school and I don't have to dedicate as much time to other stuff. I can really put a lot more into that, that running and work, whatever it may be. And I think if I ever had the chance to make it a career, then I definitely would. Yeah. But I don't think there's any point in chasing it, giving up the other things that I have going.
And then, I don't know, this might be a cheesy question, but do you have a big musical inspiration?
There's a lot of different guys. I think the first guy I ever really listened to that got me into EDM, which is, the biggest genre influence, is Porter Robinson. Kind of a genre-bending artist. I don't really make anything that sounds like what he does, but he was just an inspiration in terms of pushing the boundaries and kind of doing what you want to do instead of what everybody else thinks is the norm.
Cool. And you have a favorite song by him?
Flicker or Divinity.
All right, I'm going to have to check him out.
Yeah.
Back off music a little, back into the running again. This is a tricky question. What's your favorite thing about running so far? It doesn't have to be like a specific moment maybe, but like feeling or anything that's just your favorite thing about running.
I think it's got to be the relationships that I have made through running.
Yeah.
You know, in high school, that's where I got a lot of. I didn't go to middle school with almost anyone I went to high school with. I went to a private middle school and then went to a public high school. Then joining the cross country team was really where I found a lot of my friends. And then coming into college, that's who the boys are.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
there's nothing like finishing a long run and then going to Lambeth to play some soccer. It's just nonstop laughter. You know,
Sure.
that's what it's about.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. And then the last question, you've made it so far. What's the one piece of advice you would give to runners who are aspiring to reach a collegiate career or have the success that you've had in running?
I would say that don't make your goal so singular. I guess I had my sights set on running in college from the very beginning, and now that I'm in college running here, I realized just how lucky and how fortunate I was to actually end up being talented enough to make it. But I know there's a lot of people who have aspirations to make it to that next level, and it's not a failure if you don't. You know, that you gotta cherish the little things that you get along the way. You shouldn't have some singular goal, and if you don't meet it, it's a failure.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest things is if you take your mind off of that one singular goal, I certainly believe that you'll end up running better than you otherwise would, just lifting that pressure off your shoulders.
I think that's really sound advice. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Ari, Archimedes, thank you. Good luck with music and running.
Hell yeah.
Catch you next week.
Follow me on SoundCloud.
Follow him on SoundCloud. Put this link to his SoundCloud in the description, and I'll post links wherever I can in the video.
Dope.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Who Are They fans. For more awesome content like this, please subscribe and click on the box to hit the last video and the last interview. This will be a weekly thing. We'll be interviewing lots of the UVA track and field team here in Charlottesville. So stick around and see what else we've got. Thanks.